What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are looking at Bitcoin today. Special shout out to Addis. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I think it's one of those two. And who is it? Masai Diablo and Willy Wonka. You guys, I think you guys all made bullish comments whenever at moments where I was bearish. So it sounds to me like you guys caught this move. You went up. Good job for you guys. I wish I caught this move, but I definitely didn't. Some of you were asking me what my position is or what, you wanted an update, so this one kind of goes out to all of you. My position in this, if I didn't answer it in the comments, is I don't have any skin in the game. I don't plan on buying Bitcoin Cash here. I didn't plan on buying it after this pump either. I do want to buy it, and I might buy it higher than my first. I think my first video was around like 140 or 150 that I was saying this might be a good time to take some chips off the table. Even if it doesn't go quite as low as this, I would feel more comfortable going real hard into it if it had some kind of sizable pullback from here. And it doesn't even need to be that big. It just needs to be, I don't know. I would like to see something ideally at least to the 236, if not to the 382, but it can go lower. If it was to go to the 618, which is not uncommon, or the 786, and I'm going to go over the 786 actually. We're going to come back to this, but it could do a deep retracement and still be fine. It's still going to have a higher low. And I want to go back. I know that I've probably got some egg on my face because I've been bearish on this whole move up, and I've missed. I mean, I wasn't bearish on it really until about here. I think it was either this day or this day here. I started to flip bearish on it. Was it? Maybe not. Maybe I threw a warning on this day. Oh no, I don't know, man. It was either this one or this one. So I forget when I went bearish. Maybe it was around 170. But regardless, I missed most of this move for sure. And the reason why is because if we go back in time, we go back to, any time where Bitcoin Cash is doing something more than just moving sideways at least. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. And if you don't know where I'm going with this, you'll know where I'm going with this. It's not going to be hard to see, right? Okay, so here we are. At our first low point, we went up, and then we came down. We came down a lot, actually. And how much did we come down, actually? From bottom to top, we actually went down all the way to just above the 786, just above it right there. Yeah. On the next move here, same thing, right? We went up. But then we came down, and it doesn't look like we came down much, but from bottom to top, it gave back almost half of this move. Almost half of it. That's what the 0.5 is. That's about right there in that range. It gave it all back before pumping up and going higher. And then ultimately, it even went up higher from there, and it came down to the 0.69. It gave back over half of this whole move over time, and it actually proceeded to go lower. This was a cycle top, obviously. I don't think we're at a cycle top by any means, but even going down, even coming down, it gives its moves back to the upside, and then it goes lower, right? Finally, we find a bottom. You have a nice move up. It's very strong. And then you move down. How much did you drop? In a very short amount of time, you pumped up a nice 200%, which I think we're over 216% now. Maybe not. I don't know. But you had a 54% drop. The move itself, you came all the way down to the 0.69, all the way down there. Right here, you had a nice pump up as well. If we were to take, I don't know, the relative low would be there. You gave about half of this move back as well to the 0.5. And then over time, you gave all of it back. You literally gave all of it back. Then you had a pump up here, and then a dump. And then any pump that we've had going into this bull rally here, pump up, lower, pump up, almost lower, but it's a higher low, but it still gave most of its move back. Let's actually see what the fib is on that one. From high to low, that's like an 886. That's a deep retracement right there. If we go here, again, low to high, that's another almost 886 retracement. From bottom to top here, we've got a 0.618 retracement. Clear as day, bounced right off it. From bottom to top here, we've got a 0.786 bounce right there. And from bottom, we're going to do all of them, man. We're literally, we're almost done with it anyways. Why not? bottom to top here, you did a 0.886 retracement on this little one even. But then all the way up to here, you had at least a 0.5 retracement. That you gave half of this move back, in other words, right? And then if you took this fib here, you gave over half of it, but whatever. If we did, and this is the cycle top, again, I don't think we're at the cycle top, but we're probably in the makings of stuff like this, where we're having little rumblings beforehand. And this is a big rumbling right now that we're experiencing, but you gave all that move back. And then coming down again, you give these moves back on the flip side coming up. When you're in a bear market, just as when you're in a bull market, and you give these up moves back, when you're in a bear market, you give these down moves back as well. Bitcoin Cash is anything but stable, man. It's definitely a volatile asset. I think it's stable as far as like in a future terms aspect. Like I think it's a safe bet. But what I'm trying to get at is this the one time? Is this going to be the only time in Bitcoin Cash's history where it hasn't had some kind of significant retracement, at least back to the 0.5? And maybe it goes higher from here. Maybe it goes higher. I don't care, man. Like it can go higher. I will let it go higher, and I won't get in because I have been burned by this thing too many times, and I know that it can make deep retracements. If at least the 0.5, and I think the smallest one we saw was actually just above it, so that'd be around like 180, right, at the minimum drop to expect, at least from the current high. With the potential to go down to the 886 or even the 786 and still being in good shape, because it's done that plenty of times. It's done that all throughout its history, man. With all of that in mind, am I like tempted to buy up here, looking at this move, feeling how much I've missed? Like I'm definitely, I definitely am. I would love to have said that I got in on this, but I'm not going to. I've played this game with you before, Bitcoin Cash. I've played it too many times, and I'm not participating this time. I'm going to wait for you to come back down. You are at the purple line right here. You are very overbought. In fact, right now on the weekly, this is the most overbought that you've ever been, finding points of resistance, and I believe you are under the 50, so why would I expect you to break above this on the first pass anyways? You held it as support before, and you kind of held it as resistance over here. It was definitely resistance on a closing basis over here, so we're at a point of resistance. If we go from top to bottom here, and we get the extension going, we're at kind of crazy areas, man, with this fib extension. Maybe this isn't the right one to go off of. Let's see. Because it's really hard to tell. Let's see. Okay, right there to the 2414. That's literally right, spot on. It bounced off the 1618 here, held the 1414 as support. So maybe that explains, you bounce off the 1414 as support, you find the 2414 as resistance, which is kind of classic in the fibs. You'll see like you bounce off of one area and it'll take you to that extension. Sometimes that's not always how you should play it, but we went. And another thing, if you've paid attention to any of my videos that I've ever like hinted at this, anytime that you take a price range, right? Let's say that this is a price range right here, and you were to put a line halfway through that. Well, a good way to do that, you take your fib retracement tool, go from bottom to top on your price range, put a line right at the 0.5 there. Let's see, right at the 0.5. And oftentimes you're going to find you find significance on it later, and look at that, you found significance right there, and that's something that I've noticed. And this doesn't have to be even for this price range. If you took this whole price range here and you kind of went like bottom to top here, you put a line right at the 0.5 there. It's not that this is going to be a significant line, but look at how significant it already is in price. I would expect that we see resistance on this line in the future too, But for right now, we're finding resistance on this line. I do think we're going to give it back. I think to the tune of at least half this move, which again, from relative low to high, would put it back around 180, if not lower. And then if that's the best of it, if it's much worse than that, it could go literally all the way back down to $100. And be totally fine. So that's why I'm not buying here. That's why. I do feel a little shame, I'm not proud of my calls lately because I've definitely been bearish since basically 50% of a drop ago from here. But I remain bearish. I definitely remain bearish. I'm not buying in here. I'm optimistically, or maybe I'm hopefully bearish, but I do think that we're going to give this move back. I think it's going to happen. That's just how Bitcoin Cash does it. And if you've been in Bitcoin Cash as long as I have, and I'm not in it right now, but if you've been with it as long as I have, I've been in it since the hard fork happened. I literally actually was in crypto or before that happened. So I remember this happening. What I'm trying to say is this isn't new behavior, and you know what to expect next. If you've been in it for as long as I have, you know what's coming next. And that's why I don't feel any FOMO. I mean, I guess I feel it a little bit. I more feel remorse. I feel not buyer's remorse, honestly. And I wouldn't say I feel FOMO at this point. I'm just kind of patiently waiting for the next opportunity to buy. You know, this all that. The real thing that I'm sad about is this was a perfect opportunity to, even if I sold at around like 140, if I got in down here and I sold around 140, that would have at least been something. But I missed this whole move, man. And I did think that it would go. I did say that it would continue up from here, but I was expecting some kind of more of a pullback before then, and we didn't get any of that. It just moved straight up, which obviously, in my opinion, that should have been obvious, because that's all this thing likes to do when it decides to go up. But again, with the wish-wash price action in the middle, yeah, I don't know. The last time we had a move that was anywhere close to this, it was like back here or back here. And I mean, this doesn't look bad, right? But look, from top to bottom, that is a 63% drop. Okay, just to put that in perspective, from here, let's say it even goes up to 500, a 63% drop would put it back around 180 still. So I don't care if it goes higher. I really don't care if it goes higher. I'm waiting for it to drop more. I'm waiting for it. I don't care if where it drops is back to the current price. I want to see a safe place to buy. A safe place to buy is not after it pumps. I like to use this analogy. You know, if this is a dragon, we got a big old dragon here of Bitcoin Cash. I saw someone else make that comment on Ethan Gallstad's channel. Someone said, it's a dragon, call it a dragon. I saw that, and I'm like, hey, man, I was saying that if this is a dragon and you chase that dragon, you're going to get burned. Someone's saying call it a dragon. I think, guys, BCH crew, we got to start calling this thing the dragon. I mean, it's green. That's the symbol. It's green like a dragon. It's mean like a dragon, right? It likes to take flight real fast, soaring up $300 at a time in a very short amount of time. This thing's a dragon, man. And when you chase dragons, you get burned. Okay, this is a fire-breathing dragon. It's not a water dragon. It's a fire dragon. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe that's nothing at all. But that's just kind of funny. Wouldn't it be funny if Bitcoin Cash was one day referred to as the dragon? It's like Kobe's the Mamba, right? Bitcoin Cash is the dragon. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm getting sidetracked here. What I want to say is this is a very impressive move. It's extremely impressive. Look at this volume. It's freaking ridiculous, man. On Coinbase, one of the biggest exchanges for Bitcoin Cash. Insane. If we were to go to BCH on Binance, USDT, that's got more volume. Again, ridiculous. Even more volume. Because this is on Binance, man. This is some of the most volume that Bitcoin Cash has ever seen in its history. It's happening right now. Which is good. You want to see that whenever you get moves like this, too, that are really significant. But again, I've been here before. Anyone who's been in Bitcoin Cash long enough has been here before. You know what's coming next, and I'm not saying anybody should sell now. You know, I've been hinting that you should take chips off the table. That's what I would do, and so far it's been proven wrong. You know, I could say that here again, and I could still be proven wrong. It could go up higher, but I do think that we are going to give some of this back. So if you do have any chips on the table, it might not be a bad idea to take some off. But again, I've been saying that since prices were more than 50% away from what they are now. So don't mind me, man. I've been wrong before, and I will be wrong again. But at the current moment, from the current top, assuming that we don't go any higher, to wrap this video up and give you an idea of what I'm thinking or hoping for at the moment, assuming that we don't go any higher than this, which around this purple line, that's fine. You know, in fact, we've got 2 days, 5 hours left. If this drops, if the price of this drops pretty significantly from here, like if we have a 20% drop or more, I bet that purple line will be right at the tip of this, which would just be perfect. That'd be so convenient. But maybe it doesn't actually do that. But it's close enough to me, man. We found a little support off of here. We didn't even have to be on it. We crossed below it here, just same general area. But what I'm trying to say is, I am expecting a move at least to 243 or 201. Actually, whoa, I'm sorry. That generally on the fibs, that's what I would say, 236 or the 382. But based off of what we've seen historically from Bitcoin Cash, at least something that's just barely above the 0.5, which again would be around 180. So at least a move to 180, if not somewhere around the 886, $105, and anywhere in between. I'm more leaning toward the upper middle half of this range. I would definitely think that it bottoms around 170, if not a little bit lower. I'd be surprised if we went too much past 150, honestly, but it could happen. I didn't expect this move to the upside, so it could definitely happen to the downside. But again, looking back at any time that we've seen these moves, these down moves don't take place nearly. They don't happen nearly as fast as they go up, right? This down move took like a month and a half, 2 months, where this up move took 2 weeks. This up move here took 3 weeks to happen, and then we consolidated. The down move happened actually fairly fast, but we consolidated for a while. I mean, if we do drop, I guess, technically in less than a week or about a week's time, if we drop 63%, that's enough for me. I don't care. Really, if we were to drop, let's see, if by next week, because I don't have any buy orders set right now, because I am expecting a big drop, and it could happen at any point in time. If by next week we are, if sometime next week we're at a 45% deficit from the current price, around $300, then I might consider buying. Even if I think it's going lower, I'm probably going to start DCAing in there. But again, it might not go low, man. I've been calling for that this whole time, and it just every single day is going up. I think, let's see. Okay, except for 2 days. Every single day it's been going up. So, it can just continue to prove me wrong. I'm going to be right at some point, I swear. But it's not about that. It's about, getting in at a good time. And if I was to buy it here, plain and simple, I don't care how high it goes. That's just gambling. It's not a good time to get in. Maybe it's a good time to hold. It might be a good time to take some chips off the table. I don't know. If I bought down here, I might not be selling any of it. I might recognize that it's a good time to sell, sure, but I might not sell because I'm in such a good position and I'm in it for the long term. I've got my eyes set on prices that are way higher than $300. Let's talk $30,000, at least $13,000, because again, from the all-time high to the all-time low fib that we have, we held the 0.069. I do expect us to find significance off of this fib because we found a little bit beforehand even. I would expect that we see at least the 1272, which is around 13,000, and that's inevitable. So if I bought in this range down here and I'm looking at this price, which I didn't, but if any of you guys did, my recommendation, if it's worth anything at all, would be probably not to mess around too much. Have your eyes on the prize for the long haul. Anybody who's not in it right now, this is not a good time to buy. That's kind of the main perspective I've been giving in this whole video, because that's my position. I don't have any Bitcoin Cash at the moment. I've owned it before. I've caught the rides up before, but this time I did not. I was sitting in cash or in Bitcoin itself, and I missed this one, man. I honestly missed this one, and I'm sad to say that. So for a person like me in my position, what I'm doing, my opinion, is to wait for a pullback, and I've already given a whole video as to why that's my opinion. And the reason for that is because, simply put, man, it's just not smart to buy here. Yes, it could go, it really could, and I do inevitably expect it will go to at least, man, I mean this, at a minimum 13 grand. More likely higher than that, more likely above 20 grand. I don't know how much higher than that. I doubt that we get up to 50-something grand, but it could happen. We're really far away from that now, so it's really too early to say. But my expectations are definitely high for Bitcoin Cash. And again, if I bought down here, my perspective might be a little different on selling. I would again acknowledge that, yes, sure, after a pump like this, it might be good to take some chips off the table. But knowing myself, I would probably just wait for a pullback. Again, stack more, buy some more probably at these levels down here, which this 236 is right around 190. We could go, we could wick a little bit below that. We might not even go that low though. But I would wait for a pullback before investing more to catch more on this ride up, basically. And in that sense, we're one and the same as far as whether you're in it or not. It's definitely not a good time to buy. So that's all I got for you guys. And hopefully the next time I talk about Bitcoin Cash, it'll be at a point where I do give it a green light for buying. I'm sorry that I haven't, but I'm also not sorry, because if you're investing, if you're buying cryptos or anything, you shouldn't be basing it off of my opinion anyways. It's my opinion. It's not financial advice. If you are, one of my biggest mistakes, and I think a lot of people's mistakes whenever they first get into trading or investing, is they they follow up with what the media says too much, and you've got to go with it's your own decision at the end of the day, man. You can't blame a face on a screen. You really can't. So at the end of the day, you can only blame yourself. So you have to rely on yourself for information, and hopefully, I can provide good information and give you guys, like good opinions on like my standpoint. And I stand by everything that I've said. It wouldn't have been a good time to buy here. Retrospectively, yes, it would have. And with the way that it held here, I think the risk was worth taking potentially, but I've just, like I said, man, I've played this game with Bitcoin Cash too many times, and once it goes up, it likes to come down. It likes to come down a lot normally. So, and here, a small amount of a drop for Bitcoin Cash would still bring it down to around like 180, 190. So it's too high right now for me to buy. Anyways, if that was a ramble, I do apologize. I do ramble sometimes, but if you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I am waiting for a pullback, patiently waiting, man. But I would definitely, as I have ended every single video, I would definitely anticipate a drop here. But that's nothing special, man. I think I called for the drop back over here, back over here, back over here, and I'm calling for it here. So 0 for 3 so far. Let's see if I can get a 1 for 4 on this one. All right, take it easy, everybody. Have a great day. Until next time, bye bye.